Hi, welcome to Rose Opal Knits, a crafty channel.
This is episode 112 and I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica, and we are a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law duo from Delaware. So hey, how you doing? Welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for choosing to spend some more of your precious time with us. And if you are new here, we hope you stick around and you like what you see and consider subscribing. Like I said in the beginning, this is a crafty channel. And today's episode, we're actually going to talk about knitting and cross stitch. We have just a little short knitting updates from both of us. And then Daphne has gone all in with cross stitch. She's decided it's her thing too. And I just haven't done a cross stitch update since April, I think. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about that after the knitting is over. For those of you that don't, care about the cross stitch, you can just say goodbye after the knitting. And the rest of you that like to see the cross stitch, stick around. And just before we get started, there will be information in the description box where you can find us on social media, Ravelry, how you can get to our spread shop, which there is a sale going on right now, right? I think it's right now.
I don't know when
and then there's,
we put it up last week.
Yeah,
right?
And then there's one scheduled for next week. We can't pick the discounts or anything. We can just say, hey, we want to be included in this spread shop sale. Mm-hmm. And so spread shop picks, the discounts and everything. But we like to offer them.
I think there is a 25% off coming up.
That's next week, I think.
Yeah, and it's only...
I'll pop in the information.
It's only 2 days for that one.
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
like on the 24th, roughly.
I think
it's
right
about then.
Yeah, I think right now there's a 15% going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what else? Ko-Fi, where your generous donations help us to send out giveaway prizes and prizes for our make-alongs and knit-alongs. We actually have a couple of those to send out here in the next couple days. We were contacted by the winners last episode, and one of them's getting a large project bag, and the other one's getting a notions bag with a skein of yarn, and we're not telling you who's getting what. It'll just be a surprise. And so we do appreciate your donations, because we love to send stuff your way. But our budget is what it is. So when you guys help us, it really is a help, and we can offer more giveaways and prizes. And there's a list of makers that have a discount code offer. Our website, where we have our free patterns on the blog, and any makers we might talk about that have YouTube channels, we list those below. And because we have cross stitch in this episode, every individual cross stitch project I will list down there with the fabric count and brand and color and the threads that we're using. But for the knitted stuff, you can just go to our Ravelry, and that's where we have all that information. Okay, anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. And we're gonna just go ahead and get into the crafty goodness. Oh, I said knitting and cross stitch, but I also did a little bit of fabric and yarn dyeing as well. So that'll come up in between. That'll be like our segue into cross stitch. All right, so let's just start with our knitting whips then. You want to go ahead and go first?
I'm wearing the Province top.
Oh, yep.
I forget who it's by.
Yeah.
I've knit 2 of them. And this is like a loops and threads.
I'll put it on the screen.
Held double. So.
Yep, you made it last year, right?
No.
No? 2 years ago?
I think so, because I made the yellow one last year.
Oh, okay.
This is the first one I made.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
And I had the exact same whips as last time. How many do you have? You only have 3, right?
I only have 3.
I literally have the exact same as last week. So we're going to start with sweaters, which is Holden's sweater, which is so basic. Holden, we didn't do our intro. Holden is my husband, her oldest.
Yes. Okay, so here, if you're new here, We are a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law duo. Daphne's married to my oldest son. We live in a multi-generational household. We also homeschool. There's 11 people that live in this house. Not all of them are here right now, but sometimes it can get noisy. We try to keep the noise down as much as we can. Oh, and we are kind of in a hurry because my in-laws are going to bring over 2 of my nieces to hang out for a while. So we got to get going.
But it's also June 12th.
Yep.
At 12:30.
Yes.
So, anyways, back to this. Holden sweater is so basic by Maxim Sears.
I'll put it on the screen.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. But anyways, it looks like I did the same amount as last time. It is a fingering weight sweater on a US 8, which is a what? I don't know what that is. 5 millimeter?
I think something like that.
5 millimeter. Mm-hmm. So I literally did about an inch, maybe an inch and a half.
Yeah.
Not much there. And I've been talking about it. You guys have seen this.
Mm-hmm. It's Barocco Ultra Wool Fine
in the stonewash color.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 and this much left. So this bag is Winnie the Pooh by Fancy Boy Designs on Etsy. So, but like I've said before, I started with the extra large size, and I think I'm now working like the large, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but I've had to modify it because how tall my husband is and broad shoulders. So slightly modified, but I did that 3 years ago. I cast that sweater on June 9th. Nope, June 4th, 2021. So it needs to be done. It's my longest standing whip. So.
Okay, and this is a whip you haven't seen in a while. It's in a bag by Random Fandom Bags. Right? Random Fandom Bags on Etsy. And this is for my sister-in-law. I am knitting it out of this yarn, which is Dream in Color Bumblebee. And the color is Luxie 749. It's a bulky weight, I think. And I knit her the hat during the winter sometime, and now I'm knitting her the mitts. And I have...
You already gifted the hat, right?
I gifted her the hat earlier, yeah. And there. Cozy Hearth hat. And then there's the Cozy Hearth mitts. Here, I'll just pop that up there. So I'm knitting the mitts, and I'm on the first one. I just picked it up again 2 days ago because I'm going to see her next Thursday, and I want to give them to her. So when I picked this up...
Why do you have so many needles?
Because I don't have a 9-inch circular, so I'm using 2 double points, and then I've got the thumb on hold on another double point set. That's why. So but here I am. This is about where I was when I picked it up, and I finished the increases for the thumb. The thumb's on this extra cable, and now I'm just knitting up the hand. And then I'll have to knit the second one.
I wanted to try it on.
Oh.
There you go.
And I am knitting it currently on a US 9, which is a 5.5 millimeter needle, and I knit the cuff on a US 8, which is a 5 millimeter needle.
I like that one for a stitch.
This yarn is a wool and nylon blend, I believe. And I think it would be nice to knit a pair like house socks. Yeah, 2-ply bulky weight, 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. So there's that.
All right, the rest of mine are socks.
Yeah, the rest of mine are socks too.
They're slightly boring because I did the same thing on all of them.
Okay.
So this one is a Mountain State Stitches bag, and so this one actually got the least amount of work, and I'm about to lose a stitch. This is a Patton's Croy sock yarn that I got from my grandmother, so I don't know the color at all, but I was in the heel flap right there. So I finished the heel flap, the turn, and picked up the gusset and knit a couple rounds of it. So not very far. It is a 68 stitch count sock for my husband. These are all for my husband, for the record. 68 count sock with a 1x1 rib, stockinette, stockinette heel flap, and then just a gusset on a US 2, which is a 2.75 millimeter needle.
Yep.
So, not very much on that one.
All right, I'll talk about one of mine. This is in a bag, excuse me, by White Rose Fiber Co. And I had casted this sock on last week. It is a 72 stitch sock on a US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle, and I am knitting it out of this yarn. And it was just a brand new cast on when I showed it last week.
Are you making shorties?
And that is, oh, the sunflower is twisted. I was all the way up here, and that's what I've done so far. I like middies, I think. I did a short, I only did 12 rounds for the cuff.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I only did 12 rounds for the cuff. I think I'm going to make it through like to this color again and then start the heel maybe. I don't know. But this is what the yarn looks like in the cake. It doesn't actually match the yarn on the front of the tag, which is kind of
funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It usually matches, but that one doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't at all. Like, there's no blue in this yarn you have. And then there's no yellow in that picture either.
Yep.
I mean, I said there's no blue. There's a little bit of blue.
There's like that turquoisey.
Yeah. All right.
Those are so pretty.
Yeah, I know, right? Yes, I have another Mountain State Stitches bag, but this one is a fingering weight sock, so it's on a US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needle. And again, I was...
How many stitches?
72 stitch with a 1x1 rib, stockinette heel flap. So that's where that flower was. So I just had to knit the heel flap and the turn, and then I picked up for the gusset, and then I put it down. So none of them got very far.
Yeah.
So. Oh, this yarn is, I don't know what this mini is. Slightly random one that I just had. And then the green one is Lamb's Woman Knits in the Green Giant. And it's not as bright as it's showing up on screen. It just blows out slightly.
This is the last knitting project I'm showing you this week. Although I did work on my ranunculus, but I am still in the hem. I have about like an inch left to knit, and so I just didn't want to show it again. But this is a pair of socks you've seen in this bag by Cherish Stitch by Oli. She is linked below in the description box with a discount code. And I am knitting these 2 at a time, like concurrently. So
I didn't know you were.
Yeah, so I've got, this one hasn't made any progress since I showed it last.
I guess I did know that.
And, yeah, I guess it has, because there's...
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Couple rounds.
Yeah, maybe like 3 or 4 right there.
Not see that stitch mark.
And then the other one, I switched it from a 9-inch circular to 2 double-pointed needles. And I knit the heel, picked up for the gusset, and now I'm doing the gusset decreases. And this is a ribbed slip stitch heel that I kind of just made up on the fly so that it would kind of go along with this ribbing detail up here in the leg. And yeah, and I'm having fun with it. It's not quite centered. I don't know why. The pattern is written like it should be like even on both sides, but there's more knitted over here than this. I don't know. Maybe it's the way I picked up the stitches. I don't mind. That kind of stuff does not bother me. But Daphne kind of made fun of my contrast color choice. She said it doesn't really match. I said it looks fine. She said, yeah, it doesn't look horrible. So
that looks fine.
So this one was the one that had more knitting to go. So I was actually up here when I showed it last. So I knit the rest of the ankle and then did the heel flap, and now I'm in the gusset. So it's quite a bit of progress on this one.
What is it, a 64 count?
This is, yeah, because this is for me. So it's a 64 count on a US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle. And I'm just having fun with this one.
Doing rib texture?
Yep, doing textured rib. But it's fun. I like it. Oh, and the yarn is a old one-of-a-kind skein that I won from Amy of Noble Character Crafts. She no longer sells yarn, but so this is Deep Stash. All right, you have one more?
I have two more.
Oh, two more? Oh, both in that bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have this one and that one.
Oh, I don't know what I was thinking.
Anyways, this is my random fandom bag. Yeah, random fandom bags. And this one is another sock for holding. I have the tag. Hold on. This one's fingering held double because the yarn is this online super sock silk colors. So it has 55% wool, 25% polyamide, and 20% silk. I got it on sale at Yarn Maven.
Yarn Maven is our local yarn store,
Yeah.
and actually the information for the shop is down in the description box below because she ships. So if you want to check out their website.
All right, but this one is a 52 stitch sock, and it's on this more, so that's where I was. So I finished the heel flap and again just picked up the stitches, and this one is a 2x2 rib instead, and then just stockinette. I just chose stockinette for all of these. But this is on a US 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter needle. So not very far again, but that's where I got. And no shocker there, the last sock is same thing. I literally only knit the heel flap and picked up, and I actually got the furthest on this one. So that's where I was. And this one is a fingering weight, 72 stitch on a US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needle, and same thing, 1x1 rib, stockinette heel flap, and then picked up. And I'm actually out of the gusset in this one. But this yarn, this one's in another Mountain State Stitches bag. This yarn, I don't know what the mini is. This is what it looks like though. And then the main color is this one, which is Dye Lot Studios in the Golden Rose color. Like I said, I had the exact same projects as last week. So.
All right, so now we are going to talk about, well, I'm going to talk about what I dyed.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Look, I bought elastic to make more scrunchies eventually.
Oh, okay.
This is my yarny purchase. Not even yarn. It just goes along with yarn. That's all I got.
All right, so now we're going into what I dyed. So, I don't know, Saturday, was it? No, it's Friday, I don't know. One day, I decided I was going to dye some Aida fabric and then some cotton yarns with Rit dye in a crock pot. And my daughter helped me mix the colors. That's why they ended up a little darker than I wanted them. That's fine. But I'm going to show you. So I had white 14 count Aida, and then I had this like Rustico natural, I don't know what it's called, 14 count Aida that I had just bought, you know, like multi-packs on Amazon.
I saw those when I was looking. I did not buy one.
Yeah. And I put a couple in each we have 2 crock pots we use for dyeing. They just stay in the basement. They have like no food written on them because they are just for dyeing. But this is how the Rustico came out with that didn't get dyed well, with the green no, it was a blue gray combination, and then this is how the white turned out with the blue-gray combination. And then after those came out and I rinsed them and put them to dry, I stuck just one single white one in the dye bath with the dye that was left in there. And then I got a lighter color, which is more of like what I was going for. So you can see the difference there.
Well, I mean, I'm sure those ones were bound to turn out darker, too, if you used white to get the light color, too, you know?
Yeah, well, there's a white one. That's a white one there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you said you used all that stuff.
No, I used that and white. Yeah, I put natural and, or Rustico, whatever it's called. Some Rustico, some white in each crock pot. And then in the other crock pot, we had a mixture of pink, tan, and gray. The gray was not supposed to be in there. My daughter put it in there. She's 7. And so here is how the white turned out in that one. Very
I feel like it looks
purpley.
A little lighter on camera.
Yeah.
It's a little bit darker.
Mm-hmm. And then this is how the Rustico.
I love that one. That one's my favorite.
So there's that. And then I did the same thing again. There was still some dye color left in the dye pot. And this happened over a course of like 2 days because I just left them in the dye pot each for like, I don't know, 8-10 hours each. And then I put this lighter one, I put this white in and it soaked up more dye.
So that's the difference.
Yeah, that's the difference. And then the crock pot still had dye in them. And I had almost a full ball of like lilies and cream, sugar and cream white cotton. And I put this in the crock pot that I had originally put the blue and the gray into. And I used about less than a capful for the colors. Like I didn't use a lot of dye. And I used salt. That's how, that was my mordant, I guess. And then this is how the white came out. And I think it's really pretty. And I know what I'm going to do with this. I just haven't done it yet. I'm going to make a kitchen towel.
Oh.
It'll fade anyway because it's, RIT isn't very, like as you wash it, it can tend to fade. And especially since it's going to be used in a kitchen, it's going to fade. But I don't mind. I just kind of wanted to see how much color it picked up. And then Daphne had given me out of her stash like last year 2 like partial balls of yarn that she had used for other projects. And I didn't take pictures of what they looked like before, but this one was...
We have pictures of them, actually, the project.
Oh, this one was an off-white, and this one was an off-white with these like blips of color in them. So I stuck them in the crock pot with the pink and the tan and the gray.
They're both a cotton polyester.
Yeah, blend. And they turned out really pretty. You can't really see it because of our lights, but the cotton picked up more color than the polyester. That's what I'm guessing. One of the threads picked up more color.
I don't think the polyester would have picked it up. I'm pretty sure it's just the cotton that got it.
Yeah. And then in this one, the same thing. Like only just the lightest parts picked up some color. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do with these too. Oh, yeah. But I just haven't done it yet. So.
Are you making another kitchen towel?
Nope. But all right. So that was my fun experiment with dyeing. And as you can see all these threads, I don't have a working sewing machine in the house. I'm going to have my mother-in-law take them and like zigzag the edges. And then I think I'm going to like really wash them again. See if I can lighten up that color a little bit. Not that I don't like the colors, but they'll just be more versatile if they're a little bit lighter.
I like them.
All right, so now we're going to go into cross stitch. We've got 15 minutes until they're supposed to be here. All right, so this is how cross stitch is going to work in case you're interested. Everything's going to be listed individually down below. We're just going to go through the projects that we have currently been working on. Daphne doesn't have before pictures because hers were new starts.
One of them was like 3 years old.
Oh, yeah, but they haven't seen it before, right? Okay.
Yes, they have. I think so. I think you guys have seen it.
Oh, okay. All right. But, well, we're not worried about a before picture for her one. But I will pop in before pictures for what I showed today because I have shown them in the last couple months, in the last tube episodes. And I don't have any new purchases, but Daphne does. So Daphne is going to go through her purchases. And they're all digital. So, and we don't use color printing in our house. We use black and white printing. So I'll just pop in screenshots of what the finished piece is supposed to look like. Okay. So hopefully it won't take too long. I have one finish This is Beach Couple by Soda Stitch. And I started it in April and finished it a couple days ago. I used all threads that I purchased from Amazon. They were the Kato brand, sold with the Kato brand, and this is the Rustico or Natural, whatever it's called, Kato brand Ada, 14 count. So it's the same stuff that I used to dye with. But I just love it, and I love Soda Stitch. They're so cute, and all that back stitching really makes the piece pop. It looks like a blob before I put in all that back stitching. All right, so that's my one finish. And then you have two whips?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to talk about yours or do you want me to talk about mine first?
I don't care. I don't know. Mine are in my bin.
Oh, okay.
This one was this kit from Hobby Lobby. So it has like the printouts too.
Oh yeah, this is a printed cross stitch.
Yeah, I'll hold that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like, I don't even, like, it doesn't even tell you what
the fabric
count it is or anything like that.
It looks like a 16 count to me.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And it came with everything, so that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yep, you're making good progress on it.
And
it came with the threads?
Yeah, it came with threads.
Mm-hmm.
Came with everything. The yellow just fell down. But yeah, came with everything with it. So.
All right, so all kit materials.
Yep.
All right, let's see, what do I want to show? All right, I will show this because I just recently worked on this one. And this might be a new start since the last floss tube. I'll have to look back and see.
Oh, that's so pretty.
But this is a modern folk embroidery Quaker medallion, bird in a grapevine. And I am doing it on a .16 count vellum by Picture This Plus that I purchased from 123 Stitch. And if you've seen this before, I will pop in a picture of where I was. But this is where it is now. I think this is going to be a finish soon. And I am stitching it all with this Color and Cotton Blue Daisy. That's a lot of fun. All right.
How many do you have all together?
Not too many more. Like three more.
Okay.
So I'll talk about this one. This is another more recent start. Again, I don't know if you saw it the last time I did a floss tube. But this is it. Botanical Study #1 by Petal Pusher. I was stitching this along with Paper Crane Yarns and Sarah W. I know, but I don't remember. I'll put it on the screen. They had a hashtag they had on Instagram. So, and they both have channels. So I'll link those below. But I am stitching this on another Picture This Plus, and it is Regency 16 count. And of course I have a needle sticking out of it. Hold on one second. This was kind of on the fly. We were like, let's get it done. And
are you supposed to have it done?
No, I meant we are recording this on the fly. Oh. So I didn't like look at my projects to see if I had needles still attached or anything. But this is where I am, and I changed all the colors. So I have a Color and Cotton stash from when I was part of the thread club, and I just am using Color and Cotton, and all of those threads will be listed in the description box below.
So do you just color match if you do that then?
No, I mean mine looks very different.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you kind of do what you want. Yeah, you just go with it. Be bold.
Okay.
You can color match, or you don't. You can go your own way. You can go your... Okay. Go ahead. You want to talk about
I only have one other one. I have a needle in mine too. It has no thread.
That's all right.
I'll just put it there if I don't drop it. But this is the first one I started, which is Hanji, which is an anime. This is for Holden. So I need to go through, and the hair needs a bunch of black. And then there's like another color in the hair, which I don't have.
I think I have it in my stash.
So you can see I messed up over here and had to undo all of that and kind of like left a mark on it.
It's all right once you get the other threads in there.
It's fine. She's almost done.
And this is just white Ada on DMC, so you can wash it.
Yeah, I don't know what fabric it is. Like I said, I bought it like 3 years ago. Almost 2 or 3 years ago.
Looks like a 16 count or an 18 count to me.
Not sure. She's almost done.
Yeah.
And it was some random shop on Etsy. I don't remember. It's not available. It is not available. I've looked.
Oh, okay.
So,
it's not available.
No, it's not. Not at all.
All right. This is a project I think I have shown before. This is called like Cosmic Turtle. And it really blends in well with the fabric, which was kind of what I was going for. It will have some back stitching, I think. I might be wrong about that, actually. I can't remember. But it's a digital pattern. I ordered it from Etsy. And I made, I think I did about 350 stitches on this one. Down here and this, and then some of this light teal color in here. But I'll have popped in a picture of where I was before. Again, I am using all those Kato threads that I ordered from Amazon, just a big package of them. And my fabric is To Die For Fabrics on Etsy, which she's not selling this year. And it was just like a one-of-a-kind 14 count Ada. I've made quite a bit of progress on my Barbara Anna Blue Dreams. So that's, you know, what the design looks like. And I am knitting mine on another To Die For fabric that is called Orange Candy, and it is a 32 count linen. So that's the tag. So it's a bright orange. I'm using all DMC threads, all the DMC suggested on the pattern. And I decided to put her back in a Nerge hoop. I go back and forth in stitching in hand and stitching in a hoop or a frame. But I will have popped a before picture up, and this is my progress. And I just love her. I can't wait. I'm going to frame her when I'm done and hang her in my guest bathroom downstairs. There's that. And I have 3 more projects to talk about. So I've made quite a bit of progress on my oldest whip. Again, this one has a needle and string attached. Which is a Dimensions kit. It's probably about 25 years old. I didn't have the original threads anymore, and Teeny Weeny Stitches on YouTube really inspired me to just match up the DMC as best I could and move forward with it. And I'm so glad that I watched her channel and was inspired to do that, because I've made so much progress this year. But I've done quite a bit of half stitches in the border. I have shortened the border because there are supposed to be words down here, and I'm just taking the words out. It said autumn leaves, and I just didn't want that. I just wanted the leaves. I have many counting errors in this project. Most of them were from before I picked it up, but some of them have been since then. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, make do and get it done. So there's that. I don't have the cover picture for that anymore. And then the last one I pulled out and I think I put like 200 stitches in this one, so not a lot. It's a kit. by Thea Governor. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And again, another one. Oh no, that needle was just in the package. All right, so this was a kit. I'm using all the kitted threads. So here's the color palette. But I did switch out the fabric. It came with an Aida fabric, and I thought that it would look really pretty on this Stormy. I think it was called Stormy. And I'm holding it wrong. It's like this. So I came up in here and I stitched, I think the, so I'm part of the Whip Warriors Great Aussie Road Trip group, and I think we had a prompt to stitch something black and white. So I stitched some in the bird. And yeah. It is a 32 count vintage Stormy Night Lugana. Lugana is not my favorite. I feel like I can't stitch in hand on Lugana. I can stitch in hand with Aida and stitch in hand with linen. But Lugana just feels slippery to me. So
it looks slick when you're like holding it right now.
Yeah, so I always tend to put it in a frame. But this is a long-term project. I don't love it, partly because of the Lugana. I've learned over the years that I'm just not a fan. And then the last one I don't have up here with me because I just started. It's a brand new start. I started it yesterday and I just have a little bit of one sheep done. But I went ahead and started Plum Street Samplers This I Know. And it is on a 36 count linen. I'm just gonna pop a picture in right now. And that's a picture of my linen choice and the thread colors. And then you'll just see this in my next update. All right, that didn't take too long. Those of you who are still here, thank you very much. Daphne has some purchases to discuss.
I have a whole bin. Let me just show the bin first. I bought a bin too for it. And that whole little floss organizer bin. I did not bring that up.
Yeah.
I mean, like the super simple plastic one that comes with those.
Plastic, yeah.
What are those called?
I forget. I
You
don't
know where you put your thread. Those things. That's what I bought. And so none of the thread's in there. But a while ago, oh look, I have all of it. So this is, two of these are actually embroidery. These two are embroidery that my kids picked out and then want me to make them. So I got them for them. And so this one was, these are all from Michael's, these three. The embroidery and then this one, I should say. But I bought this one, and it's cherry blossoms, because my husband likes cherry blossoms and anything like that, basically. So I saw this one, and I was like, I want to do that. And I haven't done anything with it. That's just what I bought. Look, I have needles in here. Why did I buy more?
This is on a 14 count Aida, ivory Aida.
All I did was fold it in half to find the center. And I was going to start it. But then I was looking at it, and there are quite a few. I'm not showing this.
There's other stitches.
There are stitches in here that I'm not sure about yet. It's, what did you say? It was more like the, what are they called? The dimension kits. So everything I've done so far is literally just cross stitch. And then the Gojo that I finished and showed last week.
Oh yeah, you should have brought that
I
up.
didn't think about it. It's in my room and my baby's asleep in my room.
Yeah,
but I mean, we could pop a picture in if you want. So that's Gojo. I made it for Holden's birthday. And that one just had cross stitch and then back stitch, which was the first time I did that. So this one has back stitching and a couple other stitches. I think there are French knots in it too.
And half stitches, right?
And half stitches, back stitch, French knot.
Yeah, so it's
all
like
of
a
it. So
kit.
I wasn't mentally prepared for that, which is fine. I'll do it still. But the reason behind me buying a whole bunch of cross stitch was because for the Gojo that I finished, I bought these hoops off Amazon, just like flexible wood looking hoops, right?
You bought like a kit with different sizes?
Yeah, there's 6 altogether. So they hang and everything that I was making for my husband, I was like, I think you'll like to hang them. So I just bought the hanging ones, you know, super simple way to finish them, in my opinion. And of course, there's 6 of them, so I needed 6 projects. So I had Hanji and Winnie the Pooh, Gojo's done, and this one. So I had 2 more. So I went on Etsy, as one does, and scoured it for hours and came across 5 patterns.
I think so.
3, 4.
Something.
4 of them are for him, are my thoughts. So.
Oh, I thought 2 were for you.
No, only one's for me.
Oh.
So the 4 for him were 2 little ones because that's what I had left in the package for these, and I wanted to be able to find some cross stitches that would hold those. So I went through, and I bought a lot of floss. So you'll see them in each of these bags. So I went through and wrote what they were, and then divided all the floss up. So there's a Bulbasaur with cactuses. He's normally a little different, but he's got cactuses.
Yep, pop the picture
on the back. And then one of them is from another anime, which is One Piece, and there's a thing called Devil Fruit. It gives them powers, basically. So that's those ones, and it's just like red and green.
Looks like a strawberry.
It does kind of, but it's like kind of like a heart-looking strawberry. It's kind of funny, but that's that one. And then, so those 2 would be on this fabric, which is just 16 count Ada. Yeah. And I don't need all of this, so
you're gonna cut it down.
I need to cut it in half, and both of those will go on 1/2 of that, and then I would like cut that half in half, you know? So it'd be cut into thirds, I guess is the best way to say that. And then the other one going on that is all these threads. No, not this one. This one. This one has a lot. It is a full coverage piece. That is insane. But it is Howl's Moving Castle, which is a Studio Ghibli movie, and my husband always says, like, this is one of his favorites. That and Castle in the Sky. So, but these are the colors, and it is so pretty. Like, all those colors. And purple is his second favorite color, so it kind of just works out. So, that's that one, which is going on the other half of that 16 count white Ada. And then the last one for him is this one, which is Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle also. So those are all the threads, which has Calcifer in it also, which is the little flame dude that she's holding. So that's those. And I picked, since it's like the sky in the background, I saw this one, which is a 14 count DMC Charles Craft. And it just says printed Ada.
I think they might be.
So that's this one.
Hold on, we're going to take a quick break.
Alright. And then I only have one more, which is a whole mushroom scene, basically. But, so it's very earthy. Just colors that are so pretty. But this is the only one that's for me. And that one is on a 14 count. And that's what it is. It's the oatmeal color. It's loops and thread.
Yeah. She bought all her floss and fabric from Michael's.
Yep. And all patterns were from Etsy. And there were more that I wanted that I did not buy. I think there was like 4 more I wanted. But all of this because I needed to fill 2 frames.
Fill frames.
2 of them. 2 little ones that I really only needed the Devil's Fruit and the Bulbasaur for.
That's how it goes though, right? You know.
So.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to end it here because, like I said, my nieces are coming over. And just wanted to say, I forgot to mention in the beginning that we do have a Discord group. It is free to join. The link is below, and that's where we host all our knit-alongs and make-alongs. And please join us there. And for those of you that are working on your stash, just remember, get those pictures. We haven't said that before. So when we randomly pick, we use a random number and we randomly pick winners by giving each photo a number, and then whoever photo that is the winner. So you can chat as much as you want in the thread, but but it's just the photos themselves of what you're knitting. Doesn't have to be a finished object. It can just be, you know, a photo, but you know, we go through, we've got notebook pages with everyone's names and their photos, and everybody's got a number, and we we just keep building on the number, but even if you posted a picture in January, you could maybe win off of that picture. So just so you understand, that's, you know, full disclosure. Like, we want to be very, you know, open with the process. That's how we do it for all of ours. So, all right. So keep putting in those pictures, and we're going to pick a couple of winners from that Use Your Stash Make Along second week of July. All right. See you next week. Bye.